Have you ever found yourself at the absolute lowest point in your life, stripped of wealth, family, and hope, questioning the very purpose of existence? What happens when all your efforts seem to fail? When loved ones are lost, and the future appears as nothing but a desolate void? We often search for external solutions, for magical remedies. But what if the most powerful truth, the ultimate solace, lies hidden within a simple, unexpected gift, waiting for your darkest hour to reveal its profound secret? Today, we journey into a timeless Buddhist parable, a profound tale of resilience, self-discovery, and the cyclical nature of joy and sorrow. We'll witness a young man's desperate struggles, his encounters with the Buddha, and a mysterious box that holds the key to unwavering courage in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. This isn't just a story about ancient wisdom, it's a direct, transformative guide for anyone navigating moments of despair, seeking unshakable hope, and yearning to understand the true meaning of life's ever-turning wheel. Prepare to discover why within your deepest despair lies the seed of your greatest strength. Chapter 1. Rohan's Burden, a life consumed by perceived failure. Our story begins with a young man named Rohan, whose life was consumed by deep sadness and overwhelming trouble. We find him sitting on a rock on a desolate mountain, weeping uncontrollably, his heart burdened by despair. As he cried, a Buddhist monk happened to pass by. Seeing Rohan's profound distress, the compassionate monk approached him and gently began to talk. Rohan, overwhelmed by his despair, asked the monk, "If you think I am planning to jump from here and end my life, then you are right, but what difference does it make to you? It's my life, and I can do whatever I want with it." His words were filled with the bitterness of one who felt utterly defeated. The Buddhist monk, unmoved by Rohan's defiance, replied, "If you are still hesitating to take action, then what good does it do to cry here?" Hearing this, Rohan became even more furious. "Look, respected monk," he retorted, "whatever I came here to do, I will do it, but there is no need for your interference." Saying this, Rohan started crying uncontrollably again, his anger now mixed with his overwhelming sorrow. The Buddhist monk, with unwavering calm, then asked Rohan, "All right, tell me, have you left everything behind? Have you brought anything with you? Any burdens?" Rohan, still steeped in self-pity, responded, "I have left everything behind. I have nothing, and what will I do by living if I have anything to lose?" He was convinced he had reached absolute rock bottom, with nothing left to cling to. "If that's the case," the Buddhist monk said to Rohan, his voice gentle but probing, "why are you carrying this burden on your head?" Surprised by the monk's words, Rohan looked around. "What burden am I carrying?" he asked. Bewildered, "My hands are empty, and I don't have anything." That's when the Buddhist monk revealed the invisible chains Rohan was carrying. "Even your breath is not flowing properly," the monk observed. "You have come here to leave this world and cry your heart out. A person with nothing to lose never does such things. Why would he cry?" Upon hearing this, Rohan became even more enraged and demanded an explanation from the Buddhist monk. "What do you mean by that?" The monk replied, "Have you ever attempted to look within yourself? How much burden have you been carrying? How heavy is the weight on your shoulders? How long do you plan on carrying these burdens? Unload them here and lighten your load. How long will you allow yourself to be trapped under these burdens?" As soon as Rohan heard all these words from the Buddhist monk, the truth of his inner turmoil struck him with profound clarity. He immediately fell at the monk's feet and joined his hands, sobbing, "Respected Buddhist monk, nobody has ever understood me until now. Many people have come and gone from here, but no one has ever said these things to me. You have read my mind to the extent that even my family couldn't understand me. But you understood me completely in one go." Rohan, now filled with a desperate hope, proceeded to ask the Buddhist monk for help, saying, "Can you solve my problem?" The monk, with a knowing smile, responded, "Where is the problem?" Rohan insisted, No, Buddhist monk, the problem is at my home. Come with me once and see." Buddhist insight. This opening establishes Rohan's deep dukkha, suffering, manifesting as suicidal despair, rooted in avidya, ignorance, and tanha, clinging to a perceived ideal life. He believes his problems are external, at my home, highlighting his lack of right view, samma ditthi. The monk's initial probing questions and observation of Rohan's breath, a subtle point of mindfulness, are upaya, skillful means to gently guide Rohan towards internal reflection. The monk's statement about Rohan carrying a burden on his head, despite empty hands, points to the invisible burden of mental suffering, revealing Rohan's self-deception and attachment to his narrative of victimhood. Rohan's emotional breakthrough and recognition of being understood are crucial steps towards developing saddha, faith, and willingness to learn. Chapter 2. The Source of Problems, the Mirror of the Mind. While explaining the profound truth to Rohan, the Buddhist monk clarified, "My friend, the problem is not at your home, as you believe, but within you. Have you ever truly looked within yourself? All the problems are within you. Until you solve them there, you will only continue to see problems everywhere, all the time, for the outer world merely reflects your inner state. And if the problem is truly at home, as you say, then what are you doing on top of this mountain? You claim that you have left everything behind, your own home, your family, your close relatives. If you have left all these things behind, your problem should have also disappeared there. So why are you still so troubled, carrying this immense burden?" Hearing all these words from the Buddhist monk, Rohan's face showed dawning understanding, then fresh despair. "Monk, you are right," he confessed. "I understand your words. The fault is within me. I am not capable of any work. Whenever I try to do something, I mess it up. Everything I touch turns into a mess. I have never done any work properly. My luck is just bad." He was trapped in a self-defeating belief about his own incompetence and ill fortune. The monk smiled gently, seeing deeper than Rohan's self-condemnation. "Well, it seems that you have bad luck," he said, subtly challenging Rohan's perception. "Tell me, what is wrong with your luck?" Rohan recounted his painful history. "I wanted to do business, to build a prosperous life for my family. For business, I needed money, so I took some money from my family and started a business with that money. My business was growing well initially, but it didn't last long. I started experiencing losses. And seeing all this, my family became angry with me and distanced themselves from me. I wanted to do business and earn a good amount of money to take care of my family and provide them with all the comforts and conveniences they desired. I did everything for them, but those people couldn't understand me and blamed me for everything. I also feel like I made a mistake by starting the business with a friend." Rohan continued, bitterness in his voice. "However, his business is doing very well. Whenever he comes to my house, he talks about how successful his business is and how he established and managed it on his own, taking it to great heights through hard work. Upon hearing all of this, my family started to tell me, 'Look, son, he is a true friend. He has taken his business from one level to another, and you have caused us a loss of our invested capital.' My family always tells me that I am incapable, and listening to these taunts causes me great distress. So I took a loan and started a new business. However, even there I faced setbacks, and my business ultimately failed. Now my situation has come to the point where my house is even mortgaged. What should I do next?" The Buddhist monk then asked Rohan a pivotal question. "Do you know why your friend used to come to you and talk about his success?" Rohan responded with renewed bitterness, "Yes, I know very well. He used to come to belittle me in front of my family, criticize me, and show that he was much better than me in business. He wanted to make me feel inferior and sad by demonstrating his success. I felt tormented and deeply troubled." The Buddhist monk then asked Rohan another crucial question. "Did you truly feel sad when your friend succeeded in his business?" Rohan replied, his voice heavy with confession, "Yes, I felt sad when he succeeded in his business and mine failed. It hurt me, and I felt jealous. I regretted and suffered immensely." The Buddhist monk smiled again, a knowing, compassionate smile. "Rohan," he said, "this means your happiness depends on your friend. If he wants, he can make you happy. And if he wants, he can make you sad. Because you cannot be happy or sad on your own. You have already become a slave to your friend's actions and success. And if that's the case, there is no solution to your problem, because your happiness and the pain of your suffering depend on the behavior of others. Your actions have not changed anything for you. Neither can you be happy nor sad through your own actions. I cannot provide a solution to your problem." Rohan, utterly dismayed, pleaded with the monk, "Please don't say that. Monk, I have a lot of hope for you because you are the one who truly understands and knows the pain inside me. You know it, and you understand it. Please consider my request, and give me a solution to this problem." Buddhist insight. This chapter is a deep dive into avidya, ignorance, and tanha, craving. Particularly jealousy, isa, and envy, matsarya. The monk reveals that Rohan's problem is internal, his perception. His self-blame, his comparison, not external, his business. His family, his friend. Rohan's belief in bad luck highlights his lack of understanding of karma. His confession about his friend reveals his jealousy, a form of dosa, hatred. The monk's profound statement that your happiness depends on your friend, you have already become a slave, is a direct and powerful teaching on non-attachment, upekkha, and the ultimate source of happiness. It highlights that clinging to external conditions for happiness makes one emotionally dependent and subject to dukkha. The monk's refusal to provide an easy solution forces Rohan to look deeper within. Chapter 3. The ultimate lesson. The unshakable power within the box. The Buddhist monk, with profound wisdom, explained Rohan's path to freedom. My friend, when we become dependent on others by attaching expectations to them, we completely rely on others for our happiness and suffering. If I don't show you any path, you will continue to be unhappy. You will keep crying like a sick person, enslaved by external events. But if I tell you a way, it may help you find a solution to your problem. However, remember one thing. The friend who came to your house and told you about how he has achieved growth in his business and how he has worked hard may have made you feel sad due to your jealousy, but he was telling the truth about how he struggled in his life to reach that position. He was sharing his valuable experiences with you. Now, you have a choice. You can either use that experience wisely, learn from his struggles, or let it go in vain and continue to generate feelings of envy and bitterness in your mind. Wisdom lies in utilizing experience. The monk continued, by using your intelligence and the knowledge gained from experience, you should be grateful for receiving the experience you needed without even asking for it. Express deep gratitude to your friend for providing experiences and knowledge that you couldn't acquire from your own life. Move forward, face the struggles, use that experience as a guide, and don't give up. One good thing about time is that it always changes, no matter what it is. Therefore, whether the time is good or bad, it is certain to pass. But the most important thing to understand here is that you need to stay alive to witness these two times. Once you experience success, you will grow your business through the challenges and reach greater heights. Then your acquaintances will not share stories of their accomplishments, but instead recount their failures to avoid making incorrect choices and prevent yourself from suffering the same fate. Utilize your intelligence rather than relying on their words, as they will not be seeking to make you happy, but rather to see you suffer. Hearing this, Rohan's eyes widened with profound understanding. Oh, Venerable, you are right, he exclaimed. I am not running my own life, but my relatives and friends are running it. They are filling my life with happiness and sorrow, controlling my emotions. But I have one question here. When I started my business, I intended to keep my family happy. I wanted to give them comforts and joys. Is it wrong to think about my family? I was doing everything for my family. But after incurring losses, even my family left me. Upon hearing this, the Buddhist monk started smiling. And Rohan, puzzled, asked, "What's there to smile about? Did I ask any wrong question?" The Buddhist monk responded, "Every person expects consolation when they make a mistake. And you desire the same as well. Everyone wants to be praised when they do something. And not receiving that praise hurts us deeply. It wounds our hearts. This is when we start to think that everyone in this world is selfish. Everyone works for their gains and interests. And everyone stays with us for their purposes. But if you consider someone as your family and truly want to do something for them, then why do you feel like you're doing it for others? You are doing it for yourself. If you think you're doing it for others, you will remain unhappy throughout your life. But when you realize that you're doing it for yourself, from a place of pure intention and love, you will experience a strange, profound happiness, and you will always be content. And as long as you keep working on your tasks to make them better and excellent, you won't need anyone's consolation." Rohan's transformation in the secret box. Upon hearing this, Rohan told the monk, "Oh monk, I understand your words now. Until now, my fate was in the hands of others. They used to paint it with colors of happiness or sorrow as they wished. But from now on, I will hold my destiny in my own hands. Whether it's good or bad, I won't accept defeat." Finally, Rohan said to the Buddhist monk, I understood all your words. But can you give me something that can support me during the worst times of my life? Something that can accompany me when all else fails? Hearing this, the Buddhist monk presented a small, intricately carved box to Rohan, telling him that it was very important and should be kept close. The box contains a secret that can alleviate the greatest sorrows and rescue you from the most severe calamities. The monk revealed, Rohan was instructed to only open it in situations where he felt there was absolutely no way out, and everything appeared utterly meaningless. The Buddhist monks then departed, leaving Rohan with the box and a renewed determination. Rohan, armed with new wisdom and the mysterious box, started a new business. He persevered through every challenge, applying the monk's teachings about self-reliance, observation, and non-comparison. This time around, he achieved great success, and as a result, his family, seeing his prosperity, came back to him. He now enjoyed all the comforts and pleasures of life, but he no longer dwelt on past regrets or feared the future. His focus was solely on making the present even better, living mindfully. However, time always keeps changing. Just as bad times don't last forever, good times don't either. Once again, a prosperous phase had come to an end in his life. A neighboring state attacked the state he lived in and destroyed it completely. His business was also completely ruined. He started facing immense hardships with his family. They had to flee from one place to another, to the point where he didn't even have money for food and drink. Due to hunger and hardship, his parents lost their lives. Despite his wife and 2 young brothers being sick, the man continued to wander, utterly unable to afford their treatment. Over time, he began to question the purpose of life itself again. He concluded that the world was meaningless, rendering the advice of the Buddhist monk he encountered equally worthless. Now penniless and without direction, he felt that his life was pointless and void of meaning. The idea of striving for success seemed empty and futile. Even his very existence felt pointless. It seemed to him that life was inevitably destined to end, and he could see no reason to continue living. He regretted not having the bravery to make something of his life and his body. He felt disappointed with everything he was experiencing. While he was lost in profound thought, sitting in utter despair, he noticed the small, intricately carved box given to him by the Buddhist monk. He had kept it close, as instructed. Remembering the monk's words, "Open it when there is no way out and everything appears meaningless," he slowly, reverently opened the box. Inside the box, there was a single, simple note. It read, "Your life can change for the better at any moment. You may be rich or poor, but with courage, you can accomplish anything." The note, a profound distillation of the Dhamma, filled him with a renewed sense of hope and unshakable courage to pursue his dreams. Rohan began a new journey, choosing to continue his life once again, empowered by the timeless wisdom contained within that humble box. Buddhist insight. This final chapter illustrates the cyclical nature of samsara, good times, bad times, and the enduring relevance of the Dhamma. Rohan's second fall from grace tests the depth of his transformation and reinforces that external conditions are anicca, impermanent. His despair at this lowest point is dukkha. The secret box is a powerful upaya, skillful means, symbolizing the internal wisdom and courage, prajna and viriya, that are always present but often forgotten. The note's message, "Your life can change. With courage you can accomplish anything," is a direct call to right effort, samma vayama, and self-reliance. Rohan's final choice to continue, drawing on inner strength, shows the ultimate triumph over despair and the ability to navigate life's inevitable cycles with wisdom. This reaffirms that true wealth is inner resilience, not external possessions. Conclusion. The unshakable heart, finding abundance in every cycle. The profound parable of the secret box is far more than an ancient tale. It's a living testament to the unshakable resilience of the human spirit, the transformative power of Buddhist wisdom, and the cyclical nature of joy and sorrow in our lives. It challenges our deep-seated tendencies to blame external factors for our misfortunes and reveals that the ultimate source of our strength, our hope, and our boundless potential lies not in what we possess, but in how we perceive, how we react, and how we choose to respond to life's inevitable ups and downs. Key learnings for your personal Buddha story. The source of problems is within, right view. Rohan initially blamed bad luck, his family, and his friend. The Buddha revealed that the true problem lay in his own mindset, his jealousy, and his expectations. Application. When faced with difficulties, pause, look inward, ask, how is my perception, my attachment, or my aversion contributing to this problem? Taking personal responsibility is the first step to liberation. True happiness is internal and unconditional. Happiness is not dependent on others' behavior, external success, or material possessions. It arises from within, from pure intention and contentment. Application. Cultivate santuti, contentment, and gratitude. Practice detaching your emotional state from external outcomes. Realize that seeking happiness from outside makes you a slave to external circumstances. The nature of selfless action, dana, and intention, satana, doing things for others, like Rohan's initial business for his family, can become a source of unhappiness if the underlying intention is for self-validation or expectation of return. True joy comes when you realize you're acting from a place of pure, self-generated love. Application. Examine your motivations. Are your good deeds driven by genuine love and compassion, or by a desire for praise, recognition, or reciprocation? Purify your intentions to find authentic joy in giving. Time is cyclical and change is constant. In Nietzsche, life is a continuous cycle of good times and bad times, prosperity and hardship. No phase is permanent. Application. Embrace the impermanence of all things. When times are good, appreciate them fully without clinging. When times are difficult, understand that they too will pass. This perspective builds resilience and reduces suffering. Courage, virya, is always available, even at the lowest point. The secret box reveals that the courage to begin again, to persevere, and to believe in your own potential is always within you, waiting to be accessed. Application. When despair strikes, look within. Access your inherent strength. Remember that your capacity for courage is boundless. Regardless of external losses, your ability to start anew is your ultimate superpower. Utilize experience. Don't be consumed by it. Lessons from past failures, yours or others, are invaluable. They are meant to be used for growth, not to become sources of bitterness or self-condemnation. Application. View setbacks as learning opportunities. Reflect on what went wrong without dwelling on regret. Apply those insights with prajna, wisdom, to navigate future challenges. The Buddha's profound wisdom, beautifully illuminated by this parable, invites us to cultivate an unshakable heart, one that is grounded in internal peace, resilient in the face of change, and always capable of finding courage and purpose, even in the darkest of times. This is the essence of your authentic Buddha story. Thank you for watching, and may you always carry the profound peace and illuminating wisdom of these stories within your heart. Join our growing community by liking this video and subscribing to Buddha Story, where ancient wisdom beautifully meets modern mindfulness. What secret within you are you ready to unlock today to find courage in the face of life's challenges? Share your reflections and experiences in the comments below. Until our next encounter, may your path be filled with profound peace, deep understanding, and the radiant light of your own awakening.